Hi, welcome to Exam Debug. I'm Chris and I'm going to be taking you today through some of the components in a computer. So this is the start of a short series and it's specifically for IGCSE ICT, but of course you could use it for some other classes as well. So if you're interested in following along, then please stay with us. Okay, so let's get started. So if you're doing IGCSE ICT, you've probably already done a little bit of these parts before, maybe in the years before that you studied. So before you get started, maybe you can think about what you know already. So what parts of the computer do you already know? Maybe look at some of the things on this diagram. And if you can, where might they fit on a table like this? So we have input devices, output devices, storage devices or storage medium, and processing. So start by thinking of the things you know and see if you can jog your memory by listing down some of those things. Okay, so hopefully you've come up with a few ideas for each of these four. So today what we're going to be doing is looking at these areas in a very, very general way. We'll go into specific parts in more detail in the next video. Today is just a general overview of what these mean. So if you're already good with that, you can jump on to the next video. However, if you're not too sure, let's have a look. So let's start with input devices. So input devices are things like keyboards, mice, barcode scanners. Maybe you can think of some other input devices as well. The whole purpose of these is to put information into the computer. So just like the name says, input, you want to put in to the system. The alternative, or the opposite, I guess, of an input device is an output device. So with an output device, we're trying to take data from the system and put it out into some kind of external medium, whether that be light or printing or sound. So for example, a monitor can take the data on the computer and show it as light, show it as a visual thing. Yeah, the printer can take data from inside and copy it onto paper. And likewise, a speaker can take the digital or can take the data in here and put it out into the medium of sound. So these are taking data from the computer or from the system and putting them out into the real world to some extent. The one after that is storage. So storage, we're not really leaving the system at this point. This is just holding the data within the system, especially when the power is off. Okay, so if we turn off the power, then usually a storage device is going to hold the data in some format. So this could be, there are going to be three types. We've got magnetic, optical, and solid state. But we'll go into more detail about them later. So for example, we might have a hard drive that we store the data on while we're not working on it or while the computer is off. Or perhaps a pen drive or memory stick, often known as a USB drive, but for the IGCSE exam, they want you to call them pen drives or memory sticks as far as the book goes. So, yeah, focus on using the proper name for them. Okay, so these hold the data when we're not using it. And the last one we have for today is processing. So processing devices are things that do some kind of calculation, some kind of manipulation on the data inside the system. An example, of course, is your CPU, or perhaps a graphics card, which works kind of similar to CPU. These do processing of the data that allow us to see certain things, or allow us to manipulate and change the data in some way. Right, so what we're going to be doing in class is people are going to be taking different components, old components from broken parts, and they're going to be investigating and making a presentation. So the next few videos are going to tell you perhaps in detail about individual parts, but the best way that you can obviously learn is to go and do an investigation and to find out certain things by yourself. So if you have the resources to do that, I would encourage you to do something like that. Otherwise, follow on with the course, and we'll have a look at, in the next class, at input devices in more detail. So great, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next class. Good luck with your exams.